Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to For the Fan episode number 107. I am Will, and we got Jake, and we got Dom. Well, head impaired referee Dom. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
What's up?
I chose to write something underneath just because it felt right. You know, I was first one to the party on that one, so it's okay.
Well, it's fitting after this week.
It was fitting after after last week's episode, it is very fitting, for sure.
What a week 7 that was. That was terrible on all of us, but we'll get to that at the end of the episode and have a nice roasting session of how terrible it was.
I think it might have been the worst week we have ever had on a show, period.
Ever.
In picks. I'm talking about picks
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, definitely the worst we've ever had, for sure. And I don't think it's close. I felt real like a bum all weekend after that.
Me too. I was a bum as well.
It was bad. Though after the 1 o'clock hour, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And then it didn't get better the rest of the night. So it
started Thursday and it just didn't stop.
And for those of you that are asking, Halloween is coming up. This is the last show we have until Halloween. So me and Will,
because the day after Halloween is like November 1st. So Dom will wear his Christmas suit on that day.
That's a fact. That is a fact. So I got the little hand wrap thing going. Okay. Yep.
I don't know what I'm doing. So
no, we winged it. They don't even wrap. They have like these clips.
They have like a ring finger. They have like a ring.
Yeah. They do. But this works. I could just no problem, and it dangles, and it's not in my way. And
Thank you for not doing that.
Holding. Yeah. What's that?
Whistling? Blowing the whistle.
Oh, it's bad. I can go. I can. There you go. That's the best we're gonna get because otherwise we will all be deaf. But yeah, no. So we decided to go. Oh, I will. Okay. Well, we're just gonna bring this up now. Dom, you better shave your beard so Will isn't the only one. Don't worry, Allison.
No, now he's gonna be the only one. Just because you said something.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm gonna put Will on the spot. No. I plan on absolutely shaving before this weekend. So don't worry. I have a client at work tomorrow professionally, and I can't just be looking somewhat like a
porn
something. Sure, yeah. So I
think that's not the P word.
That's not where I was gonna go in, but that's not the P word I was gonna use.
Principle. Okay.
There's a couple P words you could use to describe it. But no, I will also be sporting just the mustache with Will over the weekend. Maybe we could get a good picture for next week's episode.
Where's Joe? I want Joe to start the episode. Where is he? Can you get Joe to come in?
Nah, he's gone. He's downstairs.
He's gone?
He disappeared in the darkness behind me.
It's over. You will never see him again.
Oh, he went Aaron Rodgers. Okay, well, thank you all for tuning in, and you are listening to the play. Whoa, For the Fan.
Oh!
You are listening to For the Fan.
This is the first time in 4.5 years I've shaved my face. Well, mostly, but different questions for different days. But thank you all for tuning in. If you want to follow us for some reason, and I hope you really want to, follow us on all the stuff down below. YouTube For the Fan Network, For the Fan Network on TikTok, Twitter or X if you want to be difficult, For the Fan _ and Instagram For the Fan Football. Speaking of football, hell yeah. Let's start off at the top here. Jake, I'm sorry that your Eagles lost yesterday. That was, Eagles, Phillies. Wow, I'm just way off on all different angles. I apologize for that, but we're going to kick off in Philly where the Eagles acquire Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard for 2024 5th and 6th round picks, and they trade away safety Terrell Edmonds. What are your thoughts on it? Because I know you did say last week, you want to acquire a safety, but, this wasn't the one in mind for you.
That was good. Especially after I saw the clip. Well, I knew he was from Philadelphia. But the clip of him celebrating on the Cowboys star. It's like, all right, now we're good. We're happy here.
He was tweeting like something like about Eagles, like I don't know, 2013. They're like, oh my god, he is one of us.
It really doesn't take much to make us happy, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a great trade. When Kevin Byard plays well, he plays really well. And I know Jake expressed not a disliking, but not a favoritism towards Terrell Edmonds too.
Oh no, I was about to say, thank God they fired him into the sun.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
bad.
He lost his job on his day off. How do you get fired on your day off?
You beat Terrell Edmonds and you get burnt.
apparently. So, yeah, no, I think it's a great trade.
Yeah, I think it's easy for everyone all around. I know the Titans need draft capital, so it makes sense to get some picks later in the draft. Who knows if they'll be selling more come the trade deadline in 6 days? So that's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds in the next coming days. Let's look at the injury update. One big one for today. Brock Purdy in concussion protocol. No one since last year has ever went in and out of concussion protocol in the same week. It's been a 2-week type of ordeal. So it looks like Sam Darnold, the former number 3 overall pick, will be starting for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Damn. You're
Damn. My man, listen, I will die on that hill for him, okay? Him and Gino, I will die on that hill. I said Gino was still a good quarterback. Look at him now. It only took 6 years of me preaching and praying and preaching.
You're not wrong.
I know.
modestly right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the same for Donald, but we'll see that as we go into Sunday. Another big one too. Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert both did not practice today. Hill had a back injury that he had against the Eagles, and his status is up in the air for Sunday. Mostert had an ankle injury. He did not practice. Yeah, Jalen Waddle was asked about it. He says that's a step above my pay grade. I can't really comment on if they're going to be playing on Sunday.
What about Waddle, though?
Waddle had a back injury as well.
Waddle had the heating pad on him.
He practiced today, though, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying I feel like there's no way he's 100% healthy at this moment.
But yeah, probably not. So we'll be seeing a little bit of that 2021 Dolphins offense.
Also, Chase Claypool.
Oh, yeah, Chase Clownpool. I wish Colton was here for that. He would have said the same thing. Two of them in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson out this week due to his rotator cuff muscle injury. Jerome Ford is in doubt. If he's going to miss a week, it's probably a 1-week thing with a low-grade, high ankle sprain or whatever they call it.
And on top of that, am I right about this or am I not? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I might be wrong. I might have gotten tricked on Twitter or something.
You got caught?
I felt like I saw that PJ Walker signed like a 1-year.
Well, because the NFL changed the rules with like the practice squad thing where you could just elevate them and you don't have to release them back to like waivers before getting them back on the practice squad. But he's elevated again, so he's going to be starting for against the Seattle Seahawks this week in Seattle. So it's going to be a very difficult matchup going towards.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey man, he has not played terrible at all. Like PJ Walker has not been bad. So if that's your option, that's your option. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just like in Indianapolis. Gardner Minshew's not the worst option. Gardner Minshew's been playing well. So
yeah. What are some other news too? Drawing a blank on that. All 3 of the Jets starters, starting cornerbacks, all practiced in full today, even though despite DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner not being at a concussion protocol, it looks like it's a good step in the right direction for Sunday against the battle at the air conditioning unit. So one thing to look forward to there. There was a couple other ones too.
Here's a little bit of an announcement. DK Metcalf ready to go for this coming week. I know last week he was out. So, yeah, DK Metcalf back. So that's good for fantasy owners, of course. Also good for Seattle, but they still win no matter what. So,
for the Packers, Darnell Savage and Eric Stokes both placed on injured reserve. They signed Corey Ballantyne, who had a really, really, really good preseason for the Packers. So he gets elevated to the main roster. Yeah, I don't really know what else too. My lights are falling over here.
Besides, like trade rumors.
Yeah, Carl Lawson, Dalvin Cook might be traded out for the Jets. This is gonna fall down. This is gonna be interesting. Hanging on by a thread. But yeah, I think that's the injury roundup. Dom, did you update your little graphic there?
I did actually.
I'll let you do this while I fix
We do this.
while I'm impaired with the lighting situation.
Do this. We're gonna go to here. We're gonna go to here.
So to Dom and
We're gonna
I's
go
segment of the week.
here. We're gonna then go to. Give us a second. It's processing, everyone. I am so sorry. And bada bing, bada boom. The Brandon Staley hot seat meter weekly at this point. Let's get this off my face for a sec. Perfect.
Damn, you didn't want to be like Jake for a segment? Just
No, I know Jake's usually in the
Thanks.
spot. So, an updated hot seat meter. The meter has gotten higher after a. Now, granted, they played the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, a rival. And I did say last week, and I think Jake also agreed, and Colton might have as well, that we have not had a Mahomes game this season. And I said before our picks last week that I feel it. I feel like this would be the game that Mahomes has a great game, and the Chiefs look like, that dominant Chiefs we're used to, and Mahomes looks so good, and he was, and they were. Mahomes was hitting like 300 and something yards after the first half. Travis Kelce, and
I mean, he literally only missed 3 passes in the first half.
yeah,
And
they were
2 of them
nuts.
were drops.
They were nuts.
I don't know what was crazier that game though, outside of like Brandon Staley. Okay, the amount of times they showed Taylor Swift, or the amount of times I saw the Chargers fan that was just in the front row.
The now clearly a plant.
Sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Yep.
Yeah, they were live on Instagram with her, and it's like, how do you think they? What, man? You were telling me this is a plant? Like, they probably gave her the tickets. Like, why would she wear a Buffalo Wild Wings hat?
Front row where the camera always is on her constantly.
Yeah.
That doesn't scream intentional at all.
I have no comment.
The controversy is strengthened. Nonetheless, though, they have whatever they have of a first half, whatever. They score 17 points. They don't do anything in the second half for the rest of the game. And the Chiefs just sat on the lead and, didn't do much either because they didn't need to. Brandon Staley just had no life in the second half. His defensive rank goes from 27th from last week to a 31st defensive rank now this week. 32nd in the pass game decisively.
And it was that before the Chiefs game.
Yeah, well, that's also true.
So now he's 33rd.
Yeah, now he's 33rd behind, I don't know, behind Taylor Swift. And so it's just not looking good. And dude that was a defensive coordinator and was hired because of his apparent defensive innovation, being the 32nd ranked defense or 32nd ranked pass defense in the league right now is just awful. They are 2-4, as you can see right there, and the meter got higher. I don't know what you want me to say, man. This seat has
Can you take
so hot.
me higher?
Yeah.
At least someone's benefiting the Creed. And it's
Creed,
Kirko.
oh,
It's
hey.
Kirko.
It is Kirko, man, and the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I gotta think it's not looking good. I also gotta think they don't even make the decision until after the season, which I think is such a mistake.
If I think they can honestly hurry the decision if you lose to D2 quarterback Tyson Bagent and the Chicago Bears.
That is
he
an
needs to be fired immediately.
No, that's 100% a fact. If they lose in prime time, yeah, Sunday night.
I don't know why that's a primetime game. They should have flexed it out.
No, this goes back to me hyping or whatever I was doing about going on the rant about how the two rookie quarterbacks of the draft are not they're against each other in a 1:00 slot, and yet we have these two.
Do you really want to see the Carolina Panthers at 8:20 at night?
It's better than what we got going on for these 2 night games.
I'd much rather watch like Dance Moms or something if that was the case.
Sure. You might not be wrong. But nonetheless, if the Chargers lose to the Chicago Bears this week in prime time in front of the world, man, Brandon Staley better not walk off that field into a locker room. He better be walking off into a bus to an airport somewhere else because this is absurd. We're at a point where, like, what do you want? What more does it take to get this guy fired? You know,
Defensive prodigy.
Apparently.
And defense stinks.
Awfully.
Lose every big game.
Blow it all.
Terrible clock management and crunch time decisions.
Play calls are the worst.
So what do you do here?
Yeah. You fire him is what you do. The only logical decision you have.
Ask the Magic Conch.
You ask. Nothing.
Nothing.
Honestly, I would trust the Magic Conch as a coach more than Brandon Staley.
What's the play call? Nothing.
Hey man, that fan controlled football league, they're calling better plays than this probably is. So
I forgot the fan control football league's an actual thing.
Remember that? I don't know if it still exists, but T.O. was in that, I think.
Oh yeah, at the age of 48.
Yeah.
He's probably still better than some wide receivers in this league.
Hey man.
Let's see. I'm writing up one final question here. We're going to go back into the debate segment. So I don't really have too much to go into here, but let's recap week 7 here really quickly. Okay. Cause there's been a lot of just shocks. Our picks were shocks. They were all bad. So I want to start out with just what has left you most shocked from week 7?
It's a great question.
Jeez.
Jesus, right.
Could I start out with the Detroit Lions? I wasn't expecting them to just put up 6 points.
I did not expect. Yeah, I did not expect the Lions to look so poor against Baltimore at all. That was disappointing.
I was expecting Indy to score 30 plus on Cleveland.
It's true.
I was expecting Gardner Minshew to actually have a good game. What, 4 touchdowns total? 3 touchdowns? Yeah, 3 touchdowns. I don't know. That was a pretty wild game. And also, the Chiefs and the Chargers, I was like, man, this game could probably go up to the 40s for each team, and then just 1 touchdown in the second half. I'm like,
Brandon Staley.
Or the fact that not only did it happen once, but a second time that refs throw a flag on Jason Kelsey's other hand.
Man. Well, the reffing this weekend was more poor than I've seen in a while. And this season's been genuinely okay with reffing. Years past, I don't even like to talk about bad reffing because I don't think it's a good excuse. But years past, the reffing has been terrible, and it's cost some games. This is the first real week that I think that the refs have cost a few games this past week. And the Cleveland win was an absolute joke. I hated that last drive. It was constant bad calls, gifts for Cleveland to win that game, and they didn't. Left a bad taste in my mouth from that game, and Indianapolis fans, that was so poor. I
mean, we can talk about this too, because Jim Irsay, he says, "Oh, Anthony Richardson, successful surgery. He's doing good." As we got our man on the road here, let's cover this back up.
Hello, gents.
Hi, Colton.
I can see you're clearly driving this time.
Hello, gents. You're gonna get a vocals only from Colton, and I may or may not be flipping off the 2 freaking awful referees here.
There you go.
What the heck are you guys wearing?
Halloween's next week.
Yeah,
I know it is, but
I know we always
Louise,
dress up as
refs?
clowns every week.
See, that's it. I'll let you off the hook since you said clowns. I'll let you off the hook for that one.
That was good.
They're letting their inner side show.
They sure are. How you feeling, Jake? Sorry to jump in midway through, boys. How you feeling, buddy? Mr. Tattoo Man?
Impaired.
Love that, buddy. Love that.
Hey, Colton, we're all impaired after this week of picks.
Yeah, this week's was absolutely horrendous. God almighty, we were horrendous.
throwing the flag on that one because
might
that's
be
just
the worst-
horrific.
That
Horrific
might
by
be the
all of us.
worst. This might be the worst set of picks like by anyone ever. Like
I
to go
found
that
someone else's
bad?
pick. Someone else matched me with my total from this week. Like 2 or 3 people that out of like a 20-person list, they matched me. I was like, man, makes me feel at least a little bit better about myself.
It's absolutely brutal for that list.
Yeah. I think the worst week of predictions we've ever had on any show that we've ever done. So,
Tenfold.
all right. Well, you may.
Yeah,
continue
so
whatever you were going on.
the NFL says, they don't want like coaches and players, calling out like the officiating and all that stuff. But now Jim Irsay's the first owner that called out officiating, where they said, oh hey, they did admit the wrong decision in the game. Instant replay for the calls, including penalties in the last 2 minutes of all games. He was very vocal about it. I know it's a hot topic everywhere you go to, SportsCenter, NFL Network, whatnot. This is kind of like the premier, like, hey, this is now a huge trend now in the world. I don't know what you guys think of just.
Hey man, I'm all about it. Hold them accountable. I'm all about it. I think the ending of the Colts Browns game was awful. The Browns were really, really gifted that last drive, like 3 separate times. I think it was terrible. I think it made a decision in the outcome of that game, which I hate. So you know what? Whatever. Call it out. I'm okay with that.
So
Whatever.
I don't think it should be instant replay, but I think it should be like one of those like scouting report things where you get some sort of punishment financially, not just that you don't get a playoff game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like you get then right then and there, like fine, like
Refs should be held accountable, man.
Well, Jake, hate to bust your bubble. Wouldn't that affect them financially? Not getting a playoff
I was
game?
thinking that.
yeah, but it doesn't seem to matter because some of them just still suck. The ones you don't see in the playoffs suck every year, like Sean Ockley. Bad every year, and you don't see him in the playoffs. Doesn't seem to care.
What about the Steelers game with the 4th down and Kenny Pickett was well short of the sticks, Colton?
Well,
What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, Sean McVay should have kept the timeout in his back pocket. I know he was using them there. He didn't use all 3 at that moment. He used his first timeout earlier, I think it was like in the very start of the 3rd quarter. Should have held on to your timeouts. It's awful. Trust me. It was definitely an awful call, and thank you. I'll take being on the benefit of one this year because I feel like there's been a few times I'm sitting there shaking my head like, what are we doing with some of these penalties? So I will gladly take this one. Thank you, NFL, for it. But the problem is you can go to replay and all this, that, and the other you want. We had it, and they were awful with it, with the pass interference, which was awful to begin with. But my goodness, some of these are bad. And the thing is, it's not just in the NFL. Like you guys know, I'm a huge footy guy, huge into soccer. You talking about refs sucking? It's in all sports. It really is. You would think with technology it would get better. It's actually gotten worse. And I think that we have all these camera angles to look at things, and we've heard all the bullshit excuses. Like we heard with the Colts game, how everything's that was uncatchable, but yet we never heard from the refs that was uncatchable, even though it was Victor Wembanyama size to even have a remote chance of catching that football. So it sucks. It really does. And, dude, until you have an absolute monster call that goes blatantly wrong in a Super Bowl, I think that's the only time you'll ever have possibly a drastic change. It sucks. I mean, that's only the good thing. Like, you get the human element of things. Like, that's why with baseball, you want the robots and stuff. Like, there's going to be no room for bitching. There's going to be no room for it and complaining when you have a robot with baseball calling balls and strikes. There's no way to complain ever. So where you can blame the ref, umpire for this, it's same thing with football. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but how many? You can probably go through the list. The Jets got screwed against the Chiefs. You can go through the list of teams. I mean, you saw it Sunday night. Dolphins, all the penalties. The Eagles with none. Like you go through the list. Every team gets the benefit of it every single week. Someone gets a benefit. Someone gets hosed. Sadly, it's the league. It's sports. It sucks, but you're not going to have it perfect unless you have robots involved. And no one wants that. People like the human element because guess what? Eventually, it's going to benefit your team at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong at all. I just hate, like, in the Browns circumstance, I truly think that changed an outcome of a game because of how many.
2,000% it did. 2,000%.
Yeah.
And the fact that it took them that long to run the ball at the end, Cleveland, shame on you. The hell are you throwing it 80 times with PJ Walker? You're playing with fire. Run
Yeah.
the damn ball and win the game. So
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, Dom. It sucks because, again, like I said, if the Steelers got shacked and it was the other way around with the Rams getting that call, I'd be pissed. Trust me. I get it. I know what you're saying. Someone got screwed and it sucked. Clearly, that was uncatchable. How many times have you heard them pick up a flag and say, "Oh, it's uncatchable"? It's like, what are you doing? Like, there was a shot at catching that. So, trust me, I get it. It sucks.
And keep in mind, last year's reffing was worse than I've seen this year so far. So whatever, maybe we had some improvement. But keep in mind, during media week before the Super Bowl, that Roger Goodell clearly said that he thought, and I mean his words, he thought the reffing is the best we've ever seen. When asked about it, that may be the most absurd thing I have ever heard. So I don't know where the league is really at when it comes to reffing, especially when these refs aren't, the league's ref. They're whatever. But it's just
I don't know whose phone went off, but I'm
that was
penalty on the play.
That was funny. But it's tough because I don't know. I don't really know what it would take for the league to change to, a different system here for the refs.
Well, maybe just simply start with stop blindly defending refs and making up excuses for every call. Like whatever guy they buzz to is their rules analyst on every broadcast. They always say like, nope, the ref was right, and make up some stupid reason that's not even true for the reason why they're still right.
I just don't think refs are held accountable enough.
Yeah. Start holding them accountable in the moment.
That's it.
With
Colton, I do want to ask you, Colton, which team has left you most shocked from Week 7?
Definitely the Minnesota Vikings. I thought their season was possibly done, and this upcoming week was going to turn into a fire sale. They're back, baby. Kirk Cousins is back. So Vikings is definitely the surprise of the week.
Jordan Addison's a stud.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I would have loved to see him with his old running mate in Pitt and Kenny Pickett. But happy for Addison.
Which team has surprised you through these first 7 weeks?
Is this out loud or is this again to me?
Out loud for everyone. Everyone to answer.
Well, I'm going to jump on it first, and I'm going to say the Houston Texans for me. I thought they were going to be an absolute dumpster fire team this year. Young coach, defensive coach, by the way, and the fact that you got C.J. Stroud playing as good as he's playing. Nico Collins coming out of left field, like he was good at Michigan, but the fact he came out of left field the season he's having, I gotta definitely give a shout out to. I definitely gotta give a shout out to the Houston Texans.
So this is fitting. There's a couple I could choose, but I'll choose the most fitting one for me to say on the show, and I will go with the Chargers. The referees. I'll go with the Chargers because we really held them to a higher standard than this. They're 2-4. I just did the Staley hot seat meter, and Colton, surprise, it got hotter. It's just been such a disappointing season to watch for them. So they need changes. We thought they'd be taking another step forward, even maybe than they've been. But it's been nothing but disappointment. And I'll go Chargers in that negative direction, unfortunately.
I'm going to go with the Jets. Because they're at least treading water with one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
Hey, man, they are. You're not wrong.
Listen, they don't have the 30-second one. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
No, that's Mr. 40 million.
Yeah, who's on the sideline?
No, I don't know, man.
I was going to say, do we have an unsurprising team? Because that would be my unsurprising pick. But no, I know we got to get to Will, but no, that'd be my unsurprising.
I like that.
For me, surprising is the Jacksonville Jaguars because I was not jumping on the train. I said, you know what? I think it's still the Titans' division to lose. this is my perspective, okay? Because I was like, I'm not really too sold on the Jaguars. We've seen them, be good, and then they just fall 10 steps backwards, the next season after. But Dougie P is keeping them afloat. And Dom's just, if you guys follow me for once in your life, maybe you'll get a correct pick with the Jaguars.
It has been like 4 weeks in a row. I have lone wolf the Jags.
No, wrong. They played the Colts. We all picked the Jaguars because we know the Colts ain't going to be beating the Jaguars anytime soon.
Okay, but there have been more than like 2 occurrences so far this season. I've lone wolf the Jags, and they won this past Thursday being one of them.
Because their defense is also terrible, and we don't know what their play calling is like week to week.
Hey, man. I've been riding it and it's been working. I'm just saying.
Can I also say Baltimore too? Because I went back and I watched our preview where we said, I said this is the worst Baltimore defense they've had in a very long time. And their defense is ranked 3rd in the NFL this year, which is just absolutely, blasphemy to think about. And now Lamar's, getting his feet under him, and he passed, really well against a really good Detroit defense last week. So I'll shout out the Ravens because, hey, they've turned a lot of heads.
Just to be consistent here on the Jags thing, okay? I had them in the Super Bowl in my predictions. So it's not like this is like I'm doing a hot hand thing here. This is a consistent thing that I've been riding with the Jags. So at least I'm dying on a hill. And, well, I'm not dying yet. At least I'm on the hill happily. But I will die on the hill if I need to, I guess.
My hill's right next to the Sam Darnold. Well, your hill's next to my Sam Darnold hill. I'll be waving for you from over there.
Wow. Hello? The Niners stink.
No, you got Sam Darnold. He's the best quarterback to ever exist in the game. I have his jersey back there. His jersey is still hung up. I have never taken that down from there.
So can I ask a question?
No.
Why didn't the Niners run the ball?
Oblique.
It could be the obliques. It really could be the.
I don't even know when Brock could have suffered that concussion though. During that.
It could have been during the week, right?
I want to say it was during the game, but it just.
Steve Wilkes is trying to be fancy. Well, okay, I shouldn't say this out loud and not show it. Steve Wilkes is trying to be fancy.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have their get right game. I don't know. If I'm the Niners, I wouldn't want to be like, oh hey, I'm just gonna be dominating every team. I want to lose a game. I don't want to worry about an undefeated season or like that. I know it's gonna be difficult come playoff time where seeding matters and you want to be up there with Philly and that's gonna be a very good matchup come December. But I still like where the Niners are going. It's unfortunate that it's 2 straight games and it is what it is, but we're all big avid sports fans here. I can say we're honestly some of the, we watch a lot of sports from the frozen frenzy of whatever Mickey Mouse tried to put on last night to football and college football and college basketball, and Colton watches the NBA. So I'll give him that because I don't watch the NBA. Which arena or stadium would you?
Trust me, you're not missing anything.
The Lakers are 0-6 in their last season openers. Which arena or stadium would you want to visit at some point in your life?
Easy. Fenway.
That'd be cool.
I remember when we went up to Boston, Dom, and we were like, man, we could probably watch the game. And that's when they had that whole strike and we couldn't go see opening day baseball.
Yeah, that's right, actually. And then we thought about seeing a soccer game in Gillette.
Which would have been really cool.
Would have been kind of cool.
For me, probably Lambeau Field. I mean, the history behind that and just an old stadium, to say the least. I would say Lambeau.
Soldier Field, especially since it's going to go away.
Oh, yeah, Arlington Heights. Soldier Field Jr. That's what they'll probably call it. Man, there's not really many NFL stadiums that are impressive. I feel like there's more. You go to college football. You go to, I don't know. You could even say college basketball. Maybe even some arenas. I've been to MSG, but I'm not really too impressed with MSG. I feel like it's
it's one of the worst stadiums to watch
It's meh at best.
Yeah.
I rate that in the Prudential Center. It's just meh.
Hey man, we went to Nassau. That was cool.
Listen, the Byard was a really cool just place because it was, as Dom can agree with me, it just felt like a high school gymnasium that they just had 13,000 seats in, and it was the loudest place of all time.
Yeah, it was wild because there were that many people. It was playoff hockey. It was deep in the playoffs, and it was loud because it was small as hell. It was interesting.
The outside was kind of impressive, you can say. Like, I don't know, it looked better for like what a 50-year-old arena would look like. And then the inside was like, well, we didn't really adventure around the inside because we were wearing enemy jerseys and we were getting the bird in our faces every 20 feet.
It was toward verbal abuse at the least. We got Notre Dame.
Hate to say that you two goons probably deserved it. Hate to say it.
Probably. No, we didn't.
For it. We went there completely. Yeah, we completely deep in Staten Island.
We underestimated, actually. Like,
yeah, we did. But hey, man,
before we walked in there was a guy in the parking lot. It's funny because Dom's a Caps fan, I'm a Flyers fan, and this guy was a Devils fan. It's like, why would we root for the Islanders? He goes, hell yeah, down with the Metro. Yeah. It was
funny. It was really funny until it wasn't really funny.
Yeah, and then we had Staten Island dads behind us.
There was probably an hour and a half of that game where me and Will didn't utter a sound. We just sat there in silence.
We whispered to each other.
Yeah, it was bad.
We both agreed to. We were looking around the arena, and it was like, you could feel people looking into our souls from the other side, and they definitely did not know that. Like,
dude, it was low-key scary. And then we had these older guys yelling at their own fan base with or for us because we were getting we
weren't saying anything back to them. We were just kind of like waving the hand.
We were in a mildly unsafe situation for us.
It could have ended very badly. Okay.
It was New Yorkers, man. New Yorkers.
That's my favorite thing with that Dom said, he says, should we leave early? And I said, what if they go into overtime? Because it's only a 2-1 game. Like, and then it's like, then we miss out on playoff overtime hockey. Like, we sat in our seats. We did not leave the seats until the game was over.
We got there, got abused towards our seats.
No, we got to start out with this. We got there 10 minutes after the game started. The Lightning just scored a goal. And that was where the pressure was already on to us.
It was bad. And then we sat down in our seats and sat there.
When we were going through there, like, people were joking, like, hey, I shouldn't let you through here. And he goes, hey, just have a good time. And then you have the people that are like, hey, douchebag, what are you doing?
It was
hate to say you deserve that, boys. Hate to say you deserve that. For me,
no, the dad's behind us defending us, saying, no, you show no respect. These kids show all the respect. You show nothing. You're a disgrace to Islanders fans and New York as a general. These kids were scared. They left. They were trying to wait for us, but they were gone. They were scared of these dads.
It was definitely something.
Night.
Their fathers, they ain't gonna do anything. For me, the two stadiums that I would be interested in, Lambeau Field as an old one, and for me, Vegas. I definitely want to hit the Death Star for an oldie and a new stadium. Those are definitely two on the bucket list, and then add SoFi onto that at some point in my life.
I would love to go see the Death Star in its finest.
The Roomba.
Yeah.
I really do want to see that as well. And then TJ also says Penn State Whiteout, which Jake has been to. Jake knows.
And Jake has left his voice in the lost and found too there. So
yes,
he knows his way around.
And Colton said it. TJ says it. And SoFi, me and Will be in SoFi in December, and we will document it and we will share it here. So
just comrades
against
the Rams.
Yes.
And on the thing of just thinking and all that stuff, which place would you want to travel to one day that you have never been? You just want to go, just if you could just say screw it. It could be sports related, could not be sports related. Just you could just say, you just drive to the airport and just get on a plane in like 10 minutes, just go wherever.
Liverpool,
I was struggling
England
for questions.
Liverpool, England for me, man. I got to go see a footy game over there, and in Europe, see my team play. So Liverpool, England for me.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Like that's a great question. Will.
I would love to go to like Germany.
Yeah.
Try out the beer over there. Try out all the food and all that stuff. See what
Nah,
Germany's all
watch,
about.
You want to go watch Borussia Dortmund, baby.
I'm not a real big fan of rules, so
Taking the money and staying home.
Germany kind of. They all follow orders over there. A lot of rules.
I wouldn't mind going to like New Zealand. Sorry. I wouldn't mind going to like New Zealand. I heard it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. I mean, that would be kind of cool.
You can get great steaks for like $30.
Like kangaroo steaks or like
no, like their fanciest like restaurant steaks are like $30 and it's like, top of the line meat and then like $5 for a bottle of wine. Meanwhile here it's like astronomically just more expensive.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind going to like some Australian related area.
You see, I would totally visit Japan. I would. Get myself a Japanese A5 Wagyu steak.
No, if I was going to go to Japan, it'd be seafood for me, man, because their fish market and stuff is superior to all the rest of the world from what I've seen, heard, everything. So I wouldn't mind that.
One other place, too. I would love to visit Alaska when they have 24 hours a day late in the summer. I feel like that would just be like a nice bucket list thing. Just experiencing just a full day where the sun doesn't set. It's just bright out the entire time. I feel bad for the people that live there, but at the same time, that's probably really cool that, you experience it. Well, to counter it, they, go through the 30 days of darkness.
Thailand. That's an interesting one.
I would love to go. I don't know. Got this passport. I want to use it to my full advantage here. Let's move into our favorite games and moments from week 7. What are we looking at here for favorite games and or moments? My favorite moment was my fantasy team winning, and I could just post a grilling video after on my Instagram story. It pleases the masses every time, and I get compliments on it saying, hey, you made me laugh. And that's my goal for the day, just make one person laugh.
Love that. Yep. Me and Jake laughed. And cried that night. Me and Jake, it was a roller coaster of emotions with the Phillies that we don't need to talk about. I did not mind the Jordan Addison performance. I have him in like all of my fantasy teams because I was pretty high on that one. I have him as my offensive rookie of the year. So I was all about that, and he had a great performance, man, against a solid defense, and I was pretty about that. I liked that. That was good for him. Really, solidified himself as a solid pick for Minnesota. He's been great all year, but yeah, Bills losing, man, and I'm a Patriots fan. That was fun. Yeah.
Favorite game though overall.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Oh yeah, Mega John. And AJ Brown.
They were winning that game. I mean, we all took them. I mean, come on, they had to have won that game.
Nope, one of us took Miami.
Oh,
and they added to my impeccable total that will never be touched.
Yes,
I am not announcing it yet because I want the build up to be good.
Good setting will, and it's not a good thing.
Man, I don't really know what else I can honestly pull out there. There wasn't anything that like stood out to me that's like, wow, like this is like really
Travis
good.
Kelce is my top performance. I thought Kelce went absolutely nuts. As expected, Taylor
fantasy
Swift
player
in the building. Taylor Swift in the building. My favorite non-NFL moment of the week would clearly be Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift's handshake. Oh, goodness. We are doomed. Absolutely doomed.
And then Jackson Mahomes
joins in on it.
Yeah, we're screwed. Yeah, we're definitely screwed.
Let's go into our favorite segment here. Buy, sell, and hold. What are you guys buying into following week 7? I want to start here. I'm going to buy in the Jahmyr Gibbs. He's the workhorse back. He was for the Ravens game. He's going to be for the Raiders game. He's going to be going off. So I'm going to be buying me some more Jahmyr Gibbs stock, and maybe I'll be resuscitating that Rookie of the Year vote I had for him. So
I'm going to buy in to primetime Kirk Cousins.
He's still
he's better than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is like one primetime
No
win.
longer the he is no longer.
He has like I think Kirk has like 12 or 13 primetime wins.
I literally just had this conversation. One sec.
I think we can put the primetime Kirk Cousins talking point to bed.
So Kirk is 12, 18, and 1 in prime time now. So double-digit wins, losing record, but double-digit wins. And Danny is 1 and 12. So there you go.
That's my point. Is that moniker is shifting to Mr. 40 million.
Yes, it is. But Kirk is 2 and 6 on the road in prime time, but it's on the road and you're against a big crowd. I mean, like, I get it. Still not as bad as 1 and 12. So there's your stats of the week. Boom.
Did you say what you're buying into, Colton?
Oh, gosh, what am I buying into? I hate to say it. I'm going to buy into the Jags for meme purposes, and I'm hoping it all comes crumbling down this weekend. But I'm going to buy into the Jags for the old jinxaroo. But no, they are playing good football. They're playing good football. I just hate that they don't use Calvin Ridley at all. So sorry for all the fantasy owners that bought into that stock because he looked great in preseason. So sorry, folks, that bought into that because he's been absolutely horrendous. So, yeah, I will gladly buy into the Jags in the hopes of a jinx, but they're actually playing good football. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. I'm being kind of serious. I'm kind of not being serious. But Jags.
I am going to sell on Mac Jones and Mike Gesicki's dance moves. Do not gritty ever, ever, ever again. That is the worst thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, we know Gesicki does it for the memes that Mac Jones came in with. I don't know what he was attempting to do. That was just something on its own. So I'm going to sell off on their dance moves there. You know, congratulations on the win, but I'm selling on your dance moves. I cannot – I don't ever want to see that ever again. So
I have been waiting for the sell. Josh Allen. Josh Allen will not take the Bills where the Bills want to go. He can't change. He won't change.
The Bills are only as good as their opponents. Like, they played the Giants. They were terrible. They played terrible against the Patriots. Meanwhile, they'll play the Chiefs and it'll look like, oh, hey, here's a AFC Championship preview. Like, I don't know what their issue is when they just play like all these
they played
teams.
Cincinnati and Josh Allen shits the bed.
So I didn't say a buy yet. So I'm going to get that
You
out of the way.
didn't?
No, you just skipped right over me and went to sell.
Well,
Thank
now
you.
I'm like all like
Flag on the play.
nowadays.
Oh, no,
like,
it went over the computer.
trigger happy to get my picks off.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was going to let you do that, but then Will just goes, I'm going to sell blank.
Because you brought up Kirk Cousins. You brought up the stats of it, so I was like, oh, hey, they're just both buying it.
I was backing up Jake, but my buy, I've bought Seattle previously because, like, who hasn't? I'm specifically going to buy Kenneth Walker because I think he is a top 5 performer right now in running back this year. He's been great. He hasn't really wavered in his performances, right? We've seen Derrick Henry be bad, great. Like, it's gone either way. We've seen a lot of the other running backs in the league right now that are good, have bad weeks. Kenneth Walker really hasn't. He's been solid. He scores a touchdown every week. I think Kenneth Walker is a top 5 performer at running back easy at the moment, and I'm buying into that being him ending this season as a top 5 running back in the league. So that's what I'm buying because I'm having a hard time buying into a team that I haven't already bought into and trying to find a new one on that. Kenneth Walker's my dude, buying into that. I got to think of one to sell. You
could sell off on the dance moves, dude. I got room for 2 on this right.
We all sold off on those. Those are just
no one ever bought them in the first place.
Yeah, no, you had to buy them though. You didn't even hold them. They sat on the shelf forever.
Well, we all just hold infinite stocks. There's no rules behind it.
That's a fact. What am I selling? I could honestly agree with Jake on about Buffalo, man, because I mean, how many years are we gonna give them where it's like, oh man, like this team gonna be a Super Bowl candidate, and then it's just like we've not moved forward like at all in the past 3 years. It's been that every year, and then it's been just not like really showing the Kansas City like level of play. Hasn't really been showing like the Joe Burrow
third in the division this year.
Yeah, no, I could agree with selling off on just Buffalo's whole hype about the whole, solid, one of the best teams, top 3 teams every season going into the season kind of thing, So, boom. That's my buy sell.
I'm going to sell on the Predator, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. My goodness. Man, you're gonna decide to play football this season. You want to foot up the billing paycheck that you're being freaking given every week. I have words to say for this idiot. My God. I love that it's Cleveland. I love that it's Cleveland. I truly do that. They sent the house, the farm, gave him the money, guaranteed it for him to just literally not play and be absolute dog water. Almighty, absolute embarrassment to the league. City of Cleveland, Sean Watson. Sell. Get the hell out of my league. Hell out. Sean Watson.
This audio thing is really interesting. Colton, you're like coming across super heavy, and then like when you start a sentence, it comes in as almost inaudibly like quiet, and then you're as the sentence coming, it's like coming in heavy, and then starts quiet, and then comes in, and it's kind of funny. We got that. We got your point though, 100%. But it was just the delivery was.
I'm sorry. I'm in my AirPods. I'm trying not to be too loud in the car.
You're good.
As far as where like everyone's hearing what's going on. So
no, you're
AirPods. It is, boys. I'm very sorry about it. I want to jump on the show, but Deshaun Watson, 2,000%. This guy's a freaking loser.
Is Deshaun Watson actually a genius?
The genius starts with J.
Jake.
Oh, he's buns.
Jake.
He's bad.
Please, let's not go there.
He's bad.
He's not a genius. He's a freaking loser. He's a predator. He's a predator. He's not a genius. He's a predator. If this was like some like Russell Westbrook type contract, like overrated type player, sure. He's a predator. I cannot even give him the word of genius. Nope, no sir. Predator. Bonus. Anything you want to name for this idiot?
God, I love this.
Let's go into hold here. What are we holding on? Just for an extra
I also
week.
sound like a guy that I also sound like a guy that had Deshaun Watson starting in 4 fantasy leagues this week. So that also could be part of my anger.
That is
I didn't start him this week. I'm pretty thankful for that.
No, but I did trade him to Will early in the year, and that was a great trade because I got Alvin Kamara from that, and I'm on top of the world on that trade.
Why is Jason? You do this every year. Every year he does this.
But Jason's trades kind of work this season. Will, we executed that 3-team trade in like week after week 2, and Will lost that hard.
I won. I haven't lost since then.
Fair, but you definitely lost that trade pretty hard.
I traded Jameson Williams for Breece Hall. I'm on top of the world there. Okay, I got like a top 10 running back.
What the heck is wrong with your friends here? Thank God I'm not in this league.
All impaired. That's what they are.
Yeah, honestly, the 3-team trade part, like you only got that portion of the 3-team trade from Will to Jason. The 3-team trade was pretty solid, even to be honest.
I mean, I also just heard Jameson Williams for Breece Hall. So
yeah.
And then the other aspect was Raheem Mostert for Jacoby Myers. Before Raheem Mostert just all of a sudden just blew up out of nowhere.
I guess I'm okay with that. Like Jacoby Myers has actually been really good when Jimmy G's played. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, he was good last week too. He still put up 18 points, I think, in fantasy, and that was not even Jimmy G. So I mean, I'm all about that trade. And then, it was a solid 3-team trade, I think.
My
let's-
hold, I know Will
Yeah.
jumped into holds. My hold will be, hate to say it, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. When I jump off the wagon, they all come bringing me back in. And a huge shout out.
Just
And again,
sounds like the
thank
Jets.
God, thank God it's only a hold. But a hold on Matt Canada. I thought he had actually a decent fourth quarter. Play calling, we're going to work on the third quarter next week. We're going to work on the third quarter against the Jags, all right? And then we're going to go against the Titans Thursday night. I will be there in Acrisure and hope to God he can get the second quarter figured out. That's how we're working this thing.
Can we figure out how to take the camera off of his face?
No, this is what
He doesn't get exposed.
This would get
I think he now knows, oh, there's a camera in here. Let me try to not look like an idiot this week.
He did it again.
He probably does it purposely. I'll hold on the Rams. I probably have already held on them, but I'm going to hold on the Rams. Let's see what they can do with, everyone. I mean, Darrell Henderson, he looked really good, though, for the Rams this week, so.
He did. Yeah, but I think
the
he's
Mike-
inactive now.
He's like the Mike White of running backs.
No, he's like the lead horse. He's the, lead back.
Yeah, I had something in fantasy because I wanted to
he'll
pick
have
him up.
one gigantic performance and then just be okay.
I will hold on the Green Bay Packers. I don't want to completely sell them off yet.
He'll be selling on them next week, boy. They're garbage.
Yeah, I'm like getting there. This was definitely a defining week for that, but I'll hold on them for now in the hopes that I can make a real decision on it within a week or two. So
I can't believe nobody said Baltimore.
I thought about it.
I held Baltimore last week,
I really thought about saying Baltimore.
and I really wanted to buy him this week. I mean, I can still buy him. Screw it. I'll buy into Baltimore this week. I held on him. I'm going to buy into him. Yeah.
Well, I'm holding on.
Okay. Copycat.
No, I wrote the point to say it. What the heck?
See, I have all this thinking meat up here, and you didn't have any, so clearly you're wrong.
I think that cap's too tight, bud.
It is. My ears are hurting.
Same.
Let's look ahead. Week 8. I can't believe almost half the season is over. And how these bye weeks played out, I still don't know how. There are 16 games of football this week. This is just exuberating. I don't know how else to say it. It's crazy.
How is it possible that there's every team playing in week 8 when you still have like week 4 bye weeks?
I think the bye week started week 5. I don't think they started week 4.
Still, like, how is it a thing?
I don't.
Whatever week it started at, it's still wrong. If you have no bye weeks week 8.
I don't understand bye weeks, bro. Like even in the slightest, it makes zero sense to me.
I don't know where my thing went. Here we go. I have to upload it again for some reason. Didn't want to upload. But here we are. Here are our picks. Let me just go through what we did last week to show how impaired and dumb we are. Okay? I'll start from the top here. Okay? Dom won the week last week at a staggering 6-7. Jake and Colton held hands as they crossed the finish line at 4-9. I did not even finish the race with 2-11.
Dude, 2-11, man.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
And you know
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Well, were you? Oh, Will was after the 1 o'clock hour because I do the tallies like after 1 o'clock, then 4 o'clock, then Will was 1-6 after the 1 o'clock hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? Surely it'll get better, and it hardly really.
It only got better, very, very minimal.
He continued to go almost another 1-6. So it was, that's something, man.
So yes, I'm hoping for at least 8 right this week, but we will get into that when we get there. Thursday night football, Baker Mayfield's questionable going into the game along with Chris Godwin. So Tampa Bay heads up to Bills Mafia. We all selected the Bills. They'll only play as good as their opponents are, so that'll be that. Let's see. We got Houston at Carolina. We are all gonna go Houston here. What?
Oh no, nothing. No, I was just looking at what you were doing.
It's just him with doing his
Oh
Talking
yeah,
with the hands.
I
He's
was
got
just, I
the
don't know.
stupid whistle rattling in the microphone.
Oh, is it? Do you hear that? Is that bad?
Very minimal. It's not a lot, but I hear it. Very
Whatever.
minimal. We got 2 clean sweeps in the next 2 games. The Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. We're all going to go Dallas here.
I want to just spoil it and throw
Coward.
Will. Yeah, I want to throw Will right under the bus.
Coward.
Especially because he went 2-11 last week. Will did put the Rams
He just changed it.
and then just changed it, but I will say,
He sure did. He's a fraud. Will's a fraud. Just like that stupid ass costume you got on. Fraud.
Whoa.
I don't think the Rams are a terrible pick in that. I really don't.
I'm trying to
We're-
revive here. I'm now down 5.
not
I'm
taking
5
that.
back.
No, I'm not going to take him. But we swept Dallas, and I don't think the game actually reflects that. But, I just wanted to kind of back up Will's previous attempt at a pick.
Will's cowardice.
Yeah, a little bit. Will's 2-11.
Whatever. Let's see.
Fraud.
Minnesota at Green Bay. We're all going to go Minnesota on this one. They did run the ball a lot better last week. Cam Akers
Let's
and
call out Dom. Let's call out Dom for this baloney. How do you hold on a team and then don't pick them?
Okay, all right. Holding is one thing.
Come on. There's another fraud in the building. How
No.
do you hold? Because guess what? They're gonna. If you're picking them to lose, what does that mean? That's a sell next week. Come on, put your money where your mouth is.
I'm
flag on the play.
flag on the play. No, I'm not. I
That
am.
man in the bottom right has been ejected. He is out of here, tossed out. He's gone. LaFraud James, there he is.
No, I'm holding them because I'm not sold on selling them yet. And I'm giving them this game maybe just to show some more life, and maybe I sell them after this. That's my plan. So
Hey, you're getting flamed in the comments too.
it's about time for what? Getting ejected? Oh, Allison, you ruined the thing well made. I don't even want to.
No, way to go.
I'm not. Listen, I am holding them for the purpose of potentially selling them. If I were to buy them, they would need
Fraud.
It would need a lot more. So
New Orleans at Indianapolis. I am going to go with the Saints here on this one. I don't know what everyone else is looking forward to here, but I do, but conversation starter.
I'm taking Colts, man. I don't know if I'm the only one on that wagon. I am taking the Colts. Taking Colts. I like what's going on in Indy. Again, I think they should have beaten Cleveland and PJ Walker. Man, and I'm really starting to bite the bullet, and it should have been my hold is the New Orleans Saints this week. Dude, I'm starting to fall off the wagon on the Saints. It's getting very worrisome that the issue might have been actually a Derek Carr issue in Vegas, not just Josh McDaniel, because God almighty, they somehow can't do squadosh in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm also riding with Minshew Mania. And I just like that, Indianapolis has their own fake crowd noise going, and New Orleans doesn't have theirs, so they're on the road and they're going to lose.
I don't understand Michael Pittman being like, oh, hey, I don't get the ball. I got the ball twice. He scored on a 75-yard touchdown, and you're going to complain about not getting the ball?
Bum. USC bum.
Bum.
yeah,
The USC trend.
I went New Orleans, and I don't know, man. I think this game is a little bit of a crapshoot both ways.
Let's see. New England at Miami. We are all taking Miami here. I don't think there's really much else to say about that. The battle at the air conditioning unit. The New York Jets at the New York Giants. A sweep of New York Jets. We all swept the Jets on that pick. So, yeah, there we go. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. We're all jumping on the Jacksonville train. So, Dom, do you have anything to say about, not being the only one that picks them?
I've said enough.
You're still a fraud.
I've said enough.
Fraud. Atlanta at Tennessee. Will Levis is potentially going to be QB1.
By the way, I have that service right now. Did you guys?
No.
That-
The answer is no.
The timing of what was said and when it went out was maybe my favorite thing in the world.
It's that cell phone commercial. Can you hear me now?
That was too good. That was way too good, to be honest.
Let's see. Yeah, so Atlanta at Tennessee. We're all sweeping Tennessee on there. Philly at Washington. We're all going Philly on here. Cleveland at Seattle. We're all going with the man that is not going to be writing back, Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks.
Love the Seahawks right now.
Oh man, I forgot to even mention this as a debate topic. Jake Bobo and Puka Nacua both made probably catch of the years in the 4:00 hour. With
I did
Bobo's,
not. Bobo went undrafted. He was a stud at UCLA.
I know he ran like a 4.9940, and that's probably what tanked that draft stock of his.
And then there was
you get him for possession.
Puka Nacua on the sideline that he caught.
Then there was almost that touchdown, dude, like flipping upside down by the corner of the end zone. I forget who that was and where that was and whatever.
Oh, yeah, and also Jake's pick of Devon Witherspoon lighting up Rondale Moore sent him into the Pacific Ocean on that hit.
Oh, dude, that was gnarly. Witherspoon's been sick.
What is this man cooking? What is he cooking? Baltimore at Arizona. We're all going with Action Jackson on this one. Kansas City at Denver. Don't need to even announce that. Cincinnati at San Francisco. I did. Wow. I'm actually surprised.
This was tough. First of all, very tough. Especially, no Brock Purdy this week. This was tough. But I do think Christian McCaffrey, I think they do just enough to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to the end. And I do think San Fran still comes out with the win. I think it's still a hard-nosed team. I think Christian McCaffrey is still Christian McCaffrey. I think they do just enough. I really do. But this was tough.
I mean, San Fran has the much better O-line and D-line.
Yeah.
These are two teams that can't afford a loss this week, though, too. So it's like you got the Bengals who are on the bottom of the AFC North, and then you got the Niners that lost 2 in a row. But
By the way,
I
think I have better service now. Was it a clean sweep for the Jags, by the way?
Yes, clean sweep. Dom says, I've already said enough. In a sassy tone.
Like very sassy.
Just the way I like it.
Colton, Cincinnati, talk about
it. Bueller.
Dom, you kind of broke up, Dom.
You guys are breaking up.
Whoa. Cincinnati over San Fran. What do you have to say?
I took the Bengals, and a big part of that, Joe Burrow's getting a lot healthier. He looked a lot better last week, or the week before last week. They're on their bye, and Brock Purdy being out, I think, is kind of an interesting piece to this. So I'm definitely riding with the Bengals. They're healthier. Joe Burrow is a big part of that. I'm taking the Bengals. The Bayou Bengals. I'm buying them.
You know what I like too? We're much better analysts than what a lot of TV people put out there. Because like on Cal and Coward, they're like, "Oh yeah, the Giants won with a very young quarterback in Tyrod Taylor." Man's 34 years old. I wouldn't say he's exactly young.
Who calls Tyrod young at this point?
The Colin Cowherd show. So that's who it is. Sunday Night Football, the Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Chargers. We're all picking our potential death wish here, picking the Chargers. And if they lose, there will be a very lengthy segment about the Chargers next week.
You'll hear me come on here, just be like, just straight,
trashing,
boo this man,
just trashing Bailey. I can't. We already did.
Jake's going to be calling the HR of the Chargers and being like, "Hey, when are you going to be firing this man?"
We'll do it live on air.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Detroit Lions. We're all sweeping Detroit. A get-right game for the Chargers. That's what will be going on there.
Get-right game for the Chargers or get-right game for the Detroit?
You know what? I've had enough here. I've messed up so much. I said, "Oh, hey, thank you for tuning in."
On the play.
Yeah, the Play Action podcast. Let me just start talking about nonsensical stuff. But yes, thank you all for tuning in. You can follow us on all the links down below here on the scroll and ticker. But I will be saying it as they go along. For the Fan Network on YouTube, For the Fan Network on TikTok, Twitter, or X, for the fan _, Instagram, for the fan football. And you could also find us on your local podcasting platform next day where you are. So, yes, at its finest. Any final thoughts going in?
All right, so Jake didn't say anything preposterous, and I just really wanted to do it. And I told him I would. I revealed it to him that I would do it, but I really just wanted to go like that at some point in time into his screen or something. I never got a chance because he didn't say anything preposterous. So
I changed Dom's headline to "Head Impaired Sassy Referee" after he gave us a stats for the Jaguars. So
there's that.
Gave us the sass on that one. Yes, I got these bad boys too. I would throw this, but this has a little more weight than this. Like I don't know what's inside there.
Okay.
Yes, as always.
Challenge flag.
Yeah,
I really wish you told me there was a challenge flag too.
Well, these didn't come with it. They're separate. Don't worry.
I don't have one, unfortunately. That's just Will.
But as always, I am Will. That man that's next to me with just a weird avatar, that's Colton. We got Jake, and we got the sassiest referee of them all, Dom. Thank you for tuning in to episode 107. Tune in next week as we'll maybe be slightly less impaired and maybe a lot more correct picks in our picks for
no saving our
pick challenge.
There is no saving our impairedness.
There are also no limits to it, too. So.
As always, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week. Thank you very much.